Hello, hello. Welcome to video number 3 of 10. My name is Nancy Taylor, and we are going to be going over fact versus story. What in the world does that even mean? I'm going to be giving you the number one tool that I use in coaching. You're going to be learning it today. This is a skill and a tool that I learned from the Life Coach School, so I did not create this or invent this. I did certify as a life coach using this specific model, so I'm going to be teaching it to you. Now, when you think of a certain circumstance, let's say that it is raining outside, and because it's raining, there's some different perspectives or different views of the rain. If I am a bride on my wedding day and my hair's all done up, I've paid for professional makeup, and I go outside and it's raining, I'm going to feel defeated, frustrated, sad, because I'm thinking, any day but today, please don't rain. Now, if I am a farmer and my crops need rain and I say, thank you for the rain, we need rain today, I'm going to feel excited. I'm going to feel relief. But the rain, the circumstance or the fact that it is raining did not change. However, the perspective of that circumstance is what created the feeling. So, when I teach you this tool, it's called the self-coaching model, we have to keep in mind that there are facts and there are stories. A lot of times we believe our stories to be facts, like my husband's always angry, or I'm just throwing out some different stories that I will hear throughout coaching. It might be that my kids are always so hard to deal with, or my kids are crazy in public areas. So you put things in a story, it's something you created in your mind, and you feel as though it's truth, it's fact. But someone else might see your kids and think something totally different. Wow, how kind they were. Oh, how creative they were. There's all sorts of different stories and different drama, but we are going to separate the facts from the story so you can coach yourself through this process. You're going to be able to coach yourself with this tool, so let's get started with it. All right. Number 1, here we go. Got my whiteboard. I want to make sure you can see it. So fact versus story. The self-coaching model has 5 steps, and I'm going to fill one out here with you. The first one is the circumstance, the rain. The thought was what you think about the rain. Oh no, this is the worst. Then your feeling is created. It's one word that comes from your thought, not from your circumstance. We think our circumstance makes us feel a certain way, like he makes me so mad. No. He does something, then I think something like he shouldn't be doing that. That's so rude. And then I feel mad. There's something that happens just within split seconds. Thoughts are happening all the time. We have more than 20,000 thoughts a day. So no wonder when we stop and pause and slow it down, it's really hard to separate the circumstance from the story. So your circumstance is your fact. Your thought is your story. This is the drama. This is the math. So your feeling is one word. It may be, I feel frustrated. And then your actions come from how you're feeling. They also come from what you're thinking. So I like to fill in a lot of actions of what I'm doing or not doing. So your actions could be, I am crying if you're the bride on your wedding day. It could be that I'm not focused, or I'm frantically running around trying to find plan B. I'm venting to my family. All these things are happening in your action line. And then a result, it reflects back on you. We would love for our result to be like, change this person, change this circumstance. The result always comes back to your thought, not your circumstance. So if I think this is the worst, and then as a result, I'm creating an experience that is not enjoyable, I like to start my result with I and then a verb. I create, I experience, it's something that I am creating for myself. This is going to give you all your power back. So many times we fall into victim mentality. We like to blame circumstances or blame others. This doesn't mean that those things aren't hard or challenging. It is my goal as a coach to normalize challenges, to help you see this bird's eye view, or go up in the sky and you can see big picture. When we're in the very moment, it can feel huge and defeating and hard and difficult. But I promise with the self-coaching model, with this tool, you're going to create so much more neutral space so much less unnecessary suffering. A lot of times we'll add layers of guilt and shame and judgment, and we don't even need them. I promise it's going to be so freeing. You're going to be going after big goals, doing amazing things, and the journey is going to be so much more enjoyable. You can force your way and stress your way into earning a doctorate, or you could experience that from a place of peace, giving yourself the tools to manage your brain. And so you can go through that process with so much more joy and calm. Okay, let's do one more. So circumstance, let's say that your circumstance, I'll fill out one more model, and then I want you to fill out your own self-coaching model. I'll do one for, I have an example with a relationship. So I used this one in previous videos. I want to show it to you in the self-coaching model. So the circumstance is child yells, or I would say speaks loudly, speaks loud. So just the facts. I can't say they're yelling. I can't even put they're throwing a temper tantrum because everyone has a different perception of what that is. So child speaks loud, child kicks, they bang the wall, bang wall. I'm just putting the facts of what you could see. If you were a little fly on the wall and you're like, oh, this is what I see happening over there, that's what I'm putting there. My thought is, she is too old to be doing this. Anyone else done that? She's too old to be doing this. All right, then my feeling is I feel frustrated. Like I shouldn't have to be doing a temper tantrum at this stage in parenting. So I'm frustrated. How often do we feel frustrated or we feel out of alignment when things aren't what we expected? Yeah, all the time. And then my actions are, I leave. I can't deal with this anymore. I storm off. So I leave angry. My body language, I'm like, I'm stomping. I notice that I'm feeling a secondary emotion, angry. I'm feeling angry. So I leave, I'm stomping, and then when I come back, it's still happening. I might yell. I might, in that situation, just be really frazzled and frustrated. I might call for help. Help me. Call my spouse, call my husband. I might call or text. Can you help talk to this child? I can't handle it anymore. And then as a result, I noticed this was so helpful for me. I am throwing a temper tantrum. Me, not my child. Oh my goodness, I'm getting warm. I'm gonna lose my jacket here soon. I am throwing the temper tantrum. When I had that awareness and I was like, it's all her fault. She's doing it. She's making this hard. This season of life is supposed to be easy. This isn't supposed to be happening. I'm in victim mentality and I'm giving my emotions to my child, my 8-year-old. I'm like, here, go ahead and you control how I feel about this scenario. No way, Jose. I'm not giving my emotions because if I'm giving her all the power, then she gets to control how I feel. So once I take it back, this is the beautiful thing. This is called an unintentional model. And I'm going to teach you at the end. I will show you we can do an intentional model, but I want to keep it in an unintentional model for now, just so you can see. We're going to focus in on these two parts. These are key parts, your circumstance and your thought. Let's zoom in on the circumstance versus the thought. Okay, so with your story, and we will be practicing the self-coaching model more and more. This is just your introduction to it. With your story, this is the drama, this is your thought, versus the facts. This is the circumstance, this is the math. We just need to separate those first. So your very first step, let's say that you're thinking, I put 4 examples here. I need to lose weight. You keep thinking this, I need to lose weight. When you plug it into the model, you separate the circumstance is my current weight, and then I can put a goal in there. I can put a goal weight. You can also, if you're having a conversation, you can put what someone said in the circumstance because that's what a fly on the wall would hear. So these are the facts. Okay, another example. So this is the thought and this is the circumstance. I don't have any deep connections. Let's say that you're trying to build relationships with friends or with your spouse and you're feeling like I don't have any deep connections. You can state the facts. I talked to X about X, XYZ. So you can put the things we talked about this, a specific conversation. The more specific you can get here in the facts, the easier it is to coach yourself and to figure out the pattern that's happening. Oftentimes things that happen in our relationships or in our health goals or in our life, they're pretty similar. We a lot of times have the same story over and over, just different versions and different variations. Number 3, awareness precedes change, by the way. We were just becoming aware here. My business isn't successful. Now the facts would be, what are the numbers of sales, number of people helped, number of views. You could also put your business goals, or you could define what success is. You could say the definition to me is. So this is separating. We're taking the drama out of the facts. It's a lot easier for us to come up with a game plan when we have the facts versus we just have the story. So think of a specific scenario or a specific facts. Number 4, I'm failing. You're like, I'm failing. Everything I'm failing in life. I'm not where I thought I would be. I'm failing at this. I want you to think of the things that are not getting done. So you could list out like floors mopped, like when did you mop them? Or kids, like when did you last feed them? You can list out, again, I would get even more specific. So if you feel like you're failing, is it in motherhood? Is it in your health goals? Is it in, pick a specific area. If you're like all of it, pick a specific area because that will give you a lot of clarity on what is happening here internally. Okay, so you can also list the things that are getting done. You might even realize that I'm actually not failing at all. I just keep telling myself that. Whatever you're thinking, your brain goes and finds data about it. If you're like, I'm failing, it's like, oh yeah, that one time, and that one time, and that one time. It's going to go and find data and examples of that being true. Our brain does not decipher between reality and what the beliefs are in our head. So if we're believing something over and over, it's going to go and make that true in our reality. It wants to keep them aligned, the same. So if we still have that same story over and over, it's going to create that in our world, in our reality. Okay, the last thing we're going to do is an intentional model. And next video, we will dive more into the second part of these. So we have CTFAR, circumstance, thought, feeling, action, and result. So the same circumstance, the intentional model is you do it on purpose. Now, I want you to not just go straight to, I want to fix it, I want to fix it. If you're anything like me, you want to fix things right away. Let's fix this. You just want to sit with the unintentional model. Get curious. Be like, oh, that's so interesting that I'm yelling. That's so interesting that I'm angry and frustrating. I wonder where that's coming from. Where do I feel it in my body? Just fill it with curiosity. Get to know yourself. And that's where just sitting with that is going to give you so much more growth, so much more awareness. If we jump straight to fixing it, we haven't fully gone through the process. Allow the process to take its time. So I want to give you this tool though, in case you want to use it. So let's say the same circumstance. It's the same one where child is talking loud, child's kicking wall, child screaming. Well, you don't have to use screaming, just talking loud. And I know that in that scenario, I'm going to go to the feeling. I want to feel calm. I want to share my calmness with my child. I'm like, I want to share this with you. I want to be calm in that scenario. What do I need to think to be feeling calm? I like the phrase, this is the part where. This is the part where we practice big emotions. My child is going through frustration. Whatever you can spell out for your brain that helps you feel calm, I just think this is the part where we practice big emotions. Okay? And then I feel calm. When I feel calm, I can hug, I can speak quietly, not yelling. I don't leave, I stay. When I'm frustrated and angry, I want to leave. I don't want to be there. I'm so uncomfortable. I love the tool that I learned through a meditation course. It's called the permission rose. If someone has this really big energy and maybe it's very negative, you have this little orb around you, kind of like you're holding out a rose, and I get to decide what enters into this aura around me. What's going to come in through that? I do this with my kids all the time. I'm like, oh, that's a lot of energy, a lot of negativity. I get to decide what comes in and is absorbed by my bubble. So I love that permission rose. I'm like, no permission for that to enter, not coming in. I hug my child. I speak quietly. I stay there. I bring a blankie. I call this mental rehearsal. I'm walking through what I would like to do in the moment. Will I do it every time? Absolutely not. Frustration, I'm a human. Frustration will come in, I'll yell, I'll have a temper tantrum, and then I love myself anyways. I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense because I've done that before. That makes sense. Maybe I haven't practiced this mentally enough. Let's go try some more times. And I love to think when this circumstance comes up, oh, here's my chance to practice. Here's my turn to practice. And then as a result, I would say that I create a calm environment. I create peace. I create, what do I want to create in this scenario? And maybe it's not peace with my child. Maybe I don't even calm them down, but I create peace within myself. I create that peace and I create that calm because I've mentally walked through and I'm thinking thoughts that create calm feelings. All right, that is an intentional model. That is the model for you today. I want you to go practice one and you will get better as we go through this process. Awesome having you here. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.